qualities inside of you. Inside the self-concept model, we're always talking about qualities. Well, today I want to talk to you about identity. And when we identify into our job so deeply that if that job ever gets taken away, or that job can trap us because it's now part of who we are. Instead of identifying into the job, why don't we identify into the qualities of who you are inside that job? And they can be transported anywhere. So if the job goes, those qualities are with you. When you articulate these inside yourself, it helps you in so many ways that if the job goes, that you are not completely distraught, that you still have all these qualities, right? So I've worked with some people in the FIFO industry, which is fly in, fly out, and they talk about being identified into being a FIFO worker. That's where you fly to a mining site for 2 weeks and then fly back home for a week, right? And so this situation keeps them trapped. A, they're on high money, and B, they're then identified into the job. So instead of identifying into the job, one of the steps of psychologically building a better self is to identify into the qualities you bring to that job, right? There are some things that are valuable to your employer that are part of what you do. And there are some things inside of that which you're naturally doing, right? So, for example, let's say you're a worker and you're always on time, you're always diligent, you're always checking the quantities, or you're always checking the details. These things are valuable, and they're kind of built into your own internal system, and they give value to someone else, in this case your employer. So you're not as identified into being the truck driver on a FIFO site, or an accountant for that matter, or an engineer. It's not identified into that. What you're identifying into is the qualities that bring value. And those qualities can transport to many different situations. So if the FIFO job or the doctor's job or the accountant's job, whatever it is, goes, you're not completely screwed in your mentality that who the hell am I now? You know who you are because you've taken the time to unpack it. You've taken the time to write down all these qualities. Now, the great thing in the self-concept model is we talk about qualities because we can't go at an identity head on and try and change it. We can take a quality and either strengthen a good one or weaken a bad one and flip it to something positive instead. Or if this quality doesn't exist at all inside you, we can install a new one. And when these things are in your identity, it changes who you think you are. So if you're finding yourself stuck in your job, that's part of where your identity is keeping you stuck. Some of it's strategy, sure, we have to find strategies, we have to be more intelligent, we have to learn, we have to go out there and unpack opportunities that fit for where we are at. But if you don't know anything about yourself, it's going to be hard to step yourself forward. So inside the self-concept model, we can change a negative quality, we can change a positive quality, we can unpack the things that. The most important thing is, what do you value? Which is why I always start with a values list. We always start with what's important to you as a person, what's important to you in your career, what's important to you as you go about your day. Why is this important? Well, when you lift your energy, you are living to your values. When you drop your energy, you are not living to your top values. This is a critical piece. Self-esteem is when you are living to these values, right? Bad self-esteem is when you are not living to these values. That's why we need to do them. We've got to get that articulated list, refine it, and get it really clear. It's okay, this is how I've lived my life now. Not where I want to be yet, but how I have lived my life up until the last 30 seconds, right? When I've gone towards something, I felt good. When I've run away from something and I felt bad. When I've gone towards something but held myself back. What are these things, these invisible forces inside of myself? So that is why I love values work. It feeds into self-esteem, it feeds into the self-concept, and it feeds into you living to those values. So as you're moving forward in your life, we're talking about the FIFO workers, or we're talking about anyone in any career. How do we move ourselves forward? Firstly, we have to look at ourselves differently. We have to see ourselves differently. And the idea, here's my goal. Why am I talking about all this? It's because I want you to go into action, because I know actions will change your life, but you will not take an action if your identity is conflicting with it. That's the point. If your identity is, I am not this kind of person, you'll think, yes, I'll logically have to take a certain action to achieve a goal, and you won't do it because your unconscious is fighting you. We cannot attack the identity head on. We have to come in the side door with the qualities, right? The qualities of who you think you are. And once we get these qualities, I am this kind of person, and then, oh, I am not this kind of person, I'm just not that kind of person, like we can start to play with that and take baby steps towards who you want to be. So, shifting your identity, that's what I love to do in this work. I love to do it for myself as I take the next step. For me, I'm shifting my identity on who I think I am in marketing. God damn it, I've done 700 plus videos on YouTube. You'd think that I would have shifted my opinion on myself on I am good at marketing, but I need to probably see some results, right? Need to see a certain thing coming through, but I am delivering value to other people. Right? If that's my definition of something like marketing, let's say, I am delivering to other people, right? And if you realize, oh, I do like to do that, and lifts my self-esteem, it lifts my energy when I'm giving value, like this video right now, my energy spirals upwards, right? You got to find that inside you. What is it that spirals, the action that spirals your energy upwards, which means you're living to your values? That's why we need to know your values. The very first step is a values elicitation. So I'll do a series of videos on values and the benefits of them and how you do it, and then what you can do once you have your values. The goal is to get you to take different actions, because actions lead to experience. Experience lives inside you, and those experiences then strengthen and open up a vision, right? So they open up a vision because you've had experiences, and then you start seeing different things. So that's the goal. Taking new actions, stepping you forward by playing with your identity. Values is the great place to start. It's a simple place, it's a bit more logical, it's very emotional, it's very deep, but it seems like an easy step. We don't have to be going meditation and going Om Shiva and all that sort of business. We're just jumping into a very logical conversation. Oh, well, what's important about you? What is important? All you have to do is repeat the question. Okay, so what's important to you in the context of your career? And people will start going on what's called a trans-derivational search, which is a fancy linguist, the NLP people who wrote this stuff. I'm an NLP coach as well, but trans-derivational search, come on guys. It's a memory search, right? Trans-derivational, I feel like I'm Count Dracula or something. So a trans-derivational search is you finding old memories. You're going to go to memories when your energy goes up. You're going to go to memories when your energy goes down. You're going to go to memories when you move towards something. You'll also go to memories where you run away from something. You'll also have memories where you sort of held yourself miserably in place, and there's like this values conflict going on inside yourself. What is important to you in the context of that? Here's some other questions. What does that give you? What does that give you when you have this? And then listen to what comes up. And then once you answer what that gives you, okay, so what do you get from getting that thing? And then where does that take you? Why is that important to you, right? So you're asking these questions and a bunch of words will drop out. And some of the words won't be values, but they'll be leading towards the value. And you just keep asking the question. It's called chunking up. You're going up and up and up to a much more abstract level. Some of the very high level values might be joy, peace, love, connection, all right? There are some sort of middle level words that are not quite the value, but are leading there. There might be outcome words, right? So we might be jumping past where I want to feel satisfied, where those words are more the outcome of a meeting your value. Well, why do you feel satisfied? You're feeling satisfied because you met a value, right? You've got this outcome. But what was the value that was being met? Okay? Connection, contribution. You could use the Tony Robbins 6 human needs, where he talks about love, connection, certainty, variety. The other ones have lost me at the moment, but it's that importance is another one. So you want to feel significant. So there's a bunch of them. That is the simple idea. We're getting to a higher value that is driving you. And if you're not living to your values, then there's a story. You got this high level value. When you meet this value, you feel good, but you see, homeless people on the street. They've got a high level value and they are living the opposite to that value. They are feeling terrible about themselves. So what is going on there? They're telling themselves a story. There's an identity piece that is holding them in place and making them miserable. So getting to know your values, what's driving you, and then learning why you do and why you do not live to them. So valuable. All right, guys, Matt Tait signing out. If you got some values from this video, meaning I've reached some higher level in your value system where you've met some value, you've had some feeling of, oh, that solved my problem, or that helping has helped you, put a comment below. I want to hear what's one of your high values. What's something in your career or in your life that has really served you, where you think, wow, I really love it when I have contribution, or I feel like I'm part of a team, or I have growth, or I feel that connection with my work colleagues, or I feel like I've delivered value to someone else. Contribution, right? What is your value that you love inside your work? The thing that lights you up. Pay attention to it. It's the beginning of you unpacking your identity. Unpacking your identity to what you want instead. It's step one. Think of it as step one on point A on your Google Maps search of your life. Looking for purpose, you got to find your point A, then we have to figure out a point B and then draw the Google map to that location. All right, guys, Matt Tait signing out. I hope you got something from this video. Like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.